Me yet. This is just so special, such an honor. Growing up here, this is kind of where I fell in love with track and field, and so to see this kind of come full circle is just an amazing.
Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone just stunned the track world with an announcement no one saw coming. After closing out a brilliant 2025 season in the 400 meters, fans expected her to dive straight into another year of intense training. Instead, she revealed something completely different, a decision that has athletes, coaches, and analysts all asking the same question: what's next? Sydney is choosing a slower, more deliberate path forward, and it's changing how people view her future in the sport. "I enjoyed my off-season a little too much," she joked in an interview with FOX5NY. "So, I'm going to slowly get back into training now. I've been eating a little too much, but you have to rest." It's a rare moment of vulnerability and authenticity from an athlete who has become known for mechanical efficiency on the track. But it's also a powerful reminder: even the fastest women in the world need to slow down. Following her performance in Tokyo at the 2025 World Athletics Championships, where she stunned the world by winning the 400 meters flat in 47.78 seconds, becoming the second fastest woman in history in that event, McLaughlin-Levrone took a well-earned break. For a sprinter known for pushing boundaries in the 400-meter hurdles, this season marked a dramatic shift in focus, and it paid off. In a packed national stadium in Tokyo, McLaughlin-Levrone's transition from hurdling to sprinting culminated in a breathtaking run that saw her defeat elite competitors like Marilady Paulino and Salwa Eid Nasser. Her time, just 0.18 seconds shy of the world record, 47.60, instantly made headlines. What made it even more significant was where it happened, the same venue where she had previously won 2 Olympic medals during the delayed Tokyo 2020 Games held in 2021. Yet even in the glow of her world title, Sydney seemed aware of the importance of balance. Rather than immediately jumping back into rigorous training, she chose to enjoy the slower rhythms of life, literally. The timing of her Hall of Fame induction in New Jersey, her home state, added another layer to this reflective period. Sharing the honor with icons like Martin Brodeur and the Jonas Brothers, she expressed pride in her roots. People are like, "New Jersey? Where is that even on the map?" I'm like, "Trust me, we have a lot of power. We have a lot of strength," she said. "I try to carry that with me even when I'm traveling the world." The 2025 season was nothing short of transformative. For an athlete who has already conquered the 400-meter hurdles, winning Olympic gold in both 2021 and 2024, and setting a world record of 50.68 in 2022, her shift to the 400-meter flat was both surprising and strategic, and it showcased the full spectrum of her talent. What many didn't expect was how quickly she would adapt. "There are definitely moments that are harder than others," McLaughlin-Levrone said, reflecting on her journey. "Injuries, losses, or just the monotony of running around the oval every day. But those challenges are what make you a better athlete. I've learned to be comfortable being uncomfortable." Her Tokyo performance wasn't just about speed, it was a statement of versatility. It signaled that McLaughlin-Levrone isn't just a specialist, she's a phenomenon. And now, she's set her sights on something even more ambitious. In an October 2025 interview with USA Today, she acknowledged that the 400-meter world record is officially within her reach. "I think it's fair to say that that's definitely something that's on my radar," she said. "You feel so close yet so far away from that world record. But it's exciting. I think it's an exciting time for sports. It's an exciting time for that event." Her 47.78 may have come as a surprise to many, but to McLaughlin-Levrone and her team, it was the result of methodical, focused evolution. The race was executed with poise and precision, the kind that only comes from years of competing at the highest level. And while the world record of 47.60 set by Marita Koch in 1985 still looms large, few doubt that McLaughlin-Levrone has the capacity and the mindset to challenge it. What makes her 2025 season even more compelling is what she hinted at next, a possible leap into the long jump. "I do love long jump," she said. "I don't know what the learning curve would be at this point, but I also know that Bobby coached Jackie Joyner-Kersee to the U.S. national record. So I'm like, if anyone could get me ready, it would probably be him." That she could even entertain adding a new event while already redefining a second discipline is testament to her rare athletic gifts. Few athletes, if any, can match her combination of speed, power, and technical prowess. From her record-setting 400-meter hurdles runs to her breathtaking 400-meter flat debut, McLaughlin-Levrone continues to expand the boundaries of what's possible. Her resume now includes 4 Olympic golds, 3 world titles in the 4x400-meter relay, and a fresh 400-meter world title. And yet, she's still discovering what she can do. Her coach, Bobby Kersee, has long championed her range, but even he seemed stunned by the poise she displayed in Tokyo. McLaughlin-Levrone's success in the 400 meters isn't just a story about speed. It's about risk-taking. It's about reinvention. And it's about trusting yourself when the whole world expects you to stay in your lane. In Tokyo, her transformation wasn't limited to the track. Behind the scenes, her support team witnessed firsthand the sacrifices made to achieve those results. She spoke about the role her husband played in helping her stay grounded, especially during moments when pressure and expectations could easily become overwhelming. What also sets McLaughlin-Levrone apart is her ability to inspire not just with results, but with her voice. She continues to advocate for mental health awareness and balance in elite sports. Her transparency has earned her a fan base that spans far beyond track and field. As she looks toward 2026, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone remains one of the sport's most captivating figures. Whether it's chasing the 400-meter world record, exploring new events like the long jump, or simply continuing to evolve as an athlete in person, one thing is clear: she's not done. What's more, McLaughlin-Levrone has hinted at stepping further into the spotlight beyond sport. She's been approached for various media and ambassadorial roles, reflecting her growing influence as a global figure. While she hasn't confirmed any long-term plans, her popularity and presence suggest a future that could blend athletic greatness with cultural impact. Coaches and analysts across the globe are now studying her form, her stride mechanics, and her training regimen with fresh eyes. Her Tokyo run is already being dissected in coaching seminars as a model of sprinting excellence, and her story is being used in motivational talks aimed at aspiring athletes. For fans, her journey offers both inspiration and anticipation. The thought of Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone launching into a sandpit with the same grace she's brought to the track is more than just a fantasy. It's a possibility. And like everything she does, it would be done with purpose, passion, and poise. The next phase of her career could include anything from further world records to Olympic titles in multiple disciplines. But for now, she's happy to embrace the off-season a little longer, one pottery wheel at a time. Because as she has proved time and again, greatness isn't just built in stadiums. It's built in stillness, in reflection, and in daring to dream bigger. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone isn't just training for the next race. She's preparing to change the game again.
This women's 400-meter final could be an absolute epic. Can Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone repeat the heroics in the semi-final?
Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone just ran the fastest 400 meters in decades, proving she's not just the queen of hurdles, but a force transforming track and field history itself. The question now, is she about to break the one record everyone thought was untouchable? She chose to skip her signature 400-meter hurdles event at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. This was the woman who had broken the 400-meter hurdles world record 6 times. She owns that event completely. Her current world record stands at 50.37 seconds, and no one comes close to touching it. So why would she give up a guaranteed gold medal to compete in an event where she faced much stronger competition? The risk was enormous. The flat 400-meter field included some of the fastest women in history. Marilady Paulino, the Dominican Republic superstar, was the defending champion and had been running incredible times all season. Salwa Eid Nasser from Bahrain was also in the mix, along with other world-class sprinters. These women don't just run fast, they run dangerously fast. McLaughlin-Levrone was stepping into their territory, leaving behind her safe space where she was untouchable. The Tokyo World Championships would either prove her incredible versatility or expose her as a one-event specialist who made a costly mistake. In 1985, East German sprinter Marita Koch ran 47.60 seconds in the 400 meters. For 40 years, that time has stood as the world record, but this record carries heavy baggage. After the Berlin Wall fell in 1989, the truth about East Germany's systematic doping program came to light. The details were shocking. German molecular biologist Werner Franke and former Olympic discus thrower Brigitte Barendonck wrote in a 1997 article, "Several thousand athletes were treated with androgens every year, including minors of each sex. Special emphasis was placed on administering androgens to women and adolescent girls because this practice proved to be particularly effective for sports performance." Koch herself always denied the allegations. "I never tested positive," she told the BBC in 2014. "I never did anything which I should not have done at that time." But the shadow of doubt remained over her record, and many in the sport considered it essentially unbreakable by clean athletes. For modern sprinters, breaking 48 seconds in the 400 meters became the holy grail. Getting anywhere close to Koch's time seemed impossible. This context makes what happened in Tokyo even more remarkable. McLaughlin-Levrone approached this challenge with a champion's mindset. "At the end of the day, this wasn't my title to hold on to, it was mine to gain," she said, reflecting on her approach. Her coach, Bobby Kersee, used boxing terminology to motivate her. Bobby uses boxing terms all the time. He said, "You've got to go out there and take the belt. It's not yours. You've got to go earn it." This mental approach proved crucial. McLaughlin-Levrone wasn't defending anything, she was attacking. Race day in Tokyo brought electric atmosphere. The women's 400-meter final featured the deepest field in decades. McLaughlin-Levrone had already made history by reaching the final, but now she had to deliver when it mattered most. "I felt that somebody was going to have to run 47-something to win this," Coach Kersee had predicted. "She trained for it. She took on the challenge, took on the risk. She's just an amazing athlete that I can have no complaints about tumult." The race evolved exactly as Kersee expected. From the gun, it was clear this would be something special. The field went out fast, with multiple women running personal best pace through the first 200 meters. McLaughlin-Levrone was in perfect position, running relaxed but ready to strike. The final 100 meters became a battle for the ages. McLaughlin-Levrone and Paulino were stride for stride, neither giving an inch. The crowd was on its feet as these two extraordinary athletes pushed each other to new heights. McLaughlin-Levrone crossed the line first in 47.78 seconds, just 0.19 seconds away from Koch's world record. But she wasn't alone in making history. Paulino finished second in 47.98 seconds. For the first time since 1985, two women had broken 48 seconds in the same race. Salwa Eid Nasser took third in 48.19 seconds, making it a race for the ages.
McLaughlin-Levrone for history. She's driving for the line, and she's done it!
I knew it was going to be a battle down the home stretch, and it was just really about focusing on my lane and kind of trying to stay as relaxed as possible, McLaughlin-Levrone explained after the race. Today was a really great race for track and field, and I'm grateful to put myself in position to bring an exciting event to our sport. Her sportsmanship shone through in her victory speech. "You don't run something like that without amazing women pushing you to it," she said, acknowledging her competitors who had elevated the entire field. This performance represented McLaughlin-Levrone's 19th straight victory in one-lap races, including both hurdles and flat events since June 2023. But this victory carried special significance. McLaughlin-Levrone became the first person ever to win world titles in both the 400-meter hurdles and the flat 400 meters. This achievement puts her in exclusive company in track and field history. Very few athletes have ever dominated at the highest level in multiple events, especially events as demanding as these. The performance also established McLaughlin-Levrone as a legitimate threat to Koch's world record. Coming within 0.19 seconds of a time many thought untouchable by clean athletes sends a clear message to the sport. The record that seemed unbreakable suddenly looks vulnerable. McLaughlin-Levrone has a signature collection with New Balance, reflecting her status as one of track and field's biggest stars. Elite athletes often partner with major brands, and her success across multiple events only increases her marketability and influence in the sport. The natural question now is whether McLaughlin-Levrone will attempt to compete in both events at the same major championship. The possibility of a 400-meter hurdles and flat 400-meter double would be unprecedented in modern track and field. "Yeah, there's been a lot of talk of doubles," McLaughlin-Levrone admitted. "Is it possible is one thing, do I want to do it is another." Historical precedent exists for accommodating exceptional athletes. Michael Johnson famously doubled in the 200 and 400 meters at the 1996 Olympics. Allyson Felix competed in multiple events throughout her career. Olympic organizers have shown willingness to adjust schedules for marquee athletes when the stars align. Coach Kersee is clearly pushing the idea, especially with the 2028 Olympics coming to Los Angeles. "We lost out here," Kersee told the Associated Press, referring to the Tokyo scheduling. Back then, in the day, they knew where the talent was and what was best for the fans, for the possibility to see greatness, and they adjusted the time schedule to it. But McLaughlin-Levrone remains realistic about the challenges. Those are two really hard events with really great fields. You cannot discredit any of those women. That's a big undertaking. The physical and mental demands of competing at the highest level in two different events would be enormous. Both the 400-meter hurdles and flat 400 meters require months of specific preparation. The techniques are lake training and race tactics are significantly different. Schedule conflicts also present major obstacles. Championship meets rarely accommodate double attempts in these events because of the demands on athletes and the complexity of organizing multiple rounds. Her faith plays a central role in her approach to competition. "I wanted to stay diligent in where I felt the Lord had me," she explained. This spiritual foundation has helped her navigate the pressures of elite competition and make bold decisions like switching events. The growth from hurdle specialist to multi-event threat showcases McLaughlin-Levrone's incredible athletic ability and willingness to challenge herself. She could have stayed in her comfort zone, collecting easy victories in the 400-meter hurdles. Instead, she chose to test herself against the world's best in a different event. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone didn't just win in Tokyo, she redefined what's possible in track and field. Whether she attempts the unprecedented double remains to be seen, but her dominance across events has already secured her legacy as the greatest 400-meter hurdler of all time, and now a formidable force in the flat 400 meters. The track and field world waits to see what impossible barrier she'll break next.
Toby Amazan going well, but look at Ditaji Kambundji in lane 3! The Swiss athlete steals it!
This 23-year-old from Switzerland just destroyed every favorite in the most shocking upset you'll see this year. That's exactly what happened at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, when Ditaji Kambundji left the entire track and field world speechless. On September 15th, 2025, at Tokyo's National Stadium, the women's 100-meter hurdles final was supposed to be a battle between the sport's biggest names. You had Masai Russell from the United States, the Olympic champion who ran the world's fastest time this year at 12.17 seconds. Then there was Toby Amusan from Nigeria, the world record holder, Danielle Williams from Jamaica, the defending world champion, Grace Stark from the U.S., who had won 3 Diamond League races this season, and then there was Ditaji Kambundji, the Swiss athlete who most people probably couldn't even pronounce her name correctly. She wasn't even the most famous athlete in her own family. That honor belonged to her older sister Mujinga, who had won world championships and set records of her own.
It feels amazing. It's really unbelievable. I mean, I bawl my eyes out on track. But it's really that race that I knew that I was able to do, but in the end you still have to do it, and you still have to do it in the World Championship final. And I think that was really something that really helped me, I think, preparing for these Worlds, that it really doesn't matter what you did before the whole season. It matters.
Ditaji came into this race with a personal best of 12.40 seconds. That's fast, but not championship-winning fast. At least that's what everyone thought. She had been eliminated in the semifinals at the Paris Olympics just a year earlier. 2 years ago at the World Championships in Budapest, she finished 7th in the final. Not exactly the resume of a world champion. But here's the thing about track and field. Sometimes the stars align in ways nobody expects. The race started like any other. 8 women lined up, each believing they could win. Russell, the favorite, actually got off to the worst start with the slowest reaction time of all the runners. That should have been the first sign that this wasn't going to go according to script. Kambundji, meanwhile, got out of the blocks perfectly. She was smooth over the first few hurdles while Russell was already struggling, hitting hurdle after hurdle and never finding her rhythm. The Olympic champion who was supposed to dominate was falling apart in real time. As they approached the finish line, something incredible was happening. Kambundji was still in front. Amusan, the world record holder, was charging hard but couldn't catch the Swiss runner. Stark was holding on for third. When Kambundji crossed the line,